CW's Batwoman often ranges from almost laughable to this fantastic piece of drama, and I know how they should introduce Leslie's character in season two. So, Batwoman, a show that some of the acting could use some work, the action choreography, they clearly need to work on that. Some of the logic during the plots is a bit off, but the drama of the characters and just the build up of the entire season works really well. There's a lot of great notes of Kate Kane. Ruby Rose really comes into her own, and just it has one of the best villains in Alice that I've seen in the Arrowverse in a long time. And so season one ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. You got Hush, you got Alice as kind of the villains of season two, probably. Maybe even a hint at the religion of crime. And Kate Kane has fully cemented herself as the defender of Gotham, even though while the people may want her, the private security force that has pretty much just taken over the city is fully at war with her. This is where we ended it. And I think a lot of people were saying either season two was going to make or break this show, because season one was inconsistent in being really great, and I love all of it, even the bad parts, which is something I was hoping they'd fix. On, we get this announcement that Javicias Leslie is going to jump in due to Ruby Rose is leaving the role, and I kind of thought, oh wow, okay. I mean, I'm down to see what she can do for the show, as well as what her character is going to add to the mythology of the Bat family, as well as the Arrowverse overall. So, okay, give me a character, give it to me. Okay, so the Variety article I'm quoting here says that they claim that the character spent years as a drug runner, dodging the GCPD and masking her pain with bad habits. Today, Ryan lives in her van with a plant. Okay, I'm not a fan of this because I don't like it. So I'm gonna give you guys my own pitch of how I would introduce this character, Ryan Wilder, into the Arrowverse, as well as how I would shift her into the role of Batwoman. So there are two things established within this part of Gotham. Batman's been around and he's been operating for a long ass time. There's been existence of a Robin, although we have no idea what it is. They made a joke, and that joke is canon, that there's a Robin, as well as they made a joke there's a Wonder Woman, but that's a whole other discussion because I was upset when they made that joke. Canonically, now most of Batman's operations have been in secret. He did a much better job than Green Arrow in hiding his work, so good for him. There could be a Robin, there could be not. In the comics, there's a character named Stephanie Brown, who we are going to borrow largely from. Now, Stephanie Brown is the daughter of a D-list supervillain. It's kind of funny because she became way more popular than he ever could have been, and she kind of becomes the spoiler to kind of just spoil her dad's plans, and she leaves clues for Batman, and she becomes Robin, and then spoiler again, and then Batgirl. But right now in current continuity, she's just spoiler, which is okay, I guess. The point is, she was kind of this tough girl from the street who wanted to do good, became Robin, and kind of got fired from that, but then said, hey, I'm gonna keep this up, which ended in tragedy, but then she was okay, and it's a whole thing. But what I want to take from this is kind of that backstory for Javicias Leslie. Just make her a former Robin, and this will fit in the narrative in two separate ways. One, she knows Gotham like the back of her hand. She hasn't been gone. She's been here the entire time. She cares about the city. She cares about the people. So one, she has an investment in the people. Two, if you make her a former Robin, she knows Bruce, or at least knows about him. She has a background in crime fighting, as well as using gadgets, navigating the city's nightlife, etc., etc. And most importantly, she has a connection to Batman. You could have her be a Robin who worked with Batman in the past, got fired, and then said, hey, I'm gonna go do my own stuff, which kind of led to her being homeless and living in a van. So that connection to Batman could be like, hey, what the hell? What are you doing? What's happening? Because just season 2 ended with Hush, who is a villain who is known to take on the faces of others surgically through skin grafts, etc., etc. Season 1 of Batwoman ended with Hush revealing his face looking exactly like Bruce Wayne, and him and Alice kind of being in cohorts and saying like, we're gonna take the city, all that. So you can have Havoc and Leslie saying, oh, Batwoman died, but Bruce Wayne is back, like Batman's back, so she can go to him, and then when he doesn't recognize her at all, she can be like, that's not Bruce Wayne. And she can be like the woman on the outside, and she has to work outside Wayne Industries, and she has to convince like Luke Fox to help her operate, and she could like slowly build in steps to becoming the protector of Gotham, which I'm kind of down for. I'm down to see an out of luck Batman trying to win back their resources, their friends, and the respect of their city. Former Robin working outside the law, but also outside of the resources of the Batcave, trying to win back the city, taking down Alice and Hush at the same time. And both those villains, I'm not a biggest fan of their version of Hush, but Alice is a wonderful villain, and I can't wait to see how she would interact. I'm sure she'd have a whole thing like, oh, you're the fake Batwoman, like, because they're the huge separation of families. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Like, screw it, let's do it. You know, if we're already taking from Stephanie Brown, why don't we just take some stuff from Tim Drake, give her a detective angle as well? Because that way you can not only separate Ryan Wilder from Kate Kane by them just being different personalities, you can also give them different skill sets. Basically, Kate Kane was not a detective whatsoever. Luke Fox kind of did most of the detective work. Like, she helped, of course. But if you give Ryan Wilder a detective spin, that could be fun. Like, turn Batwoman into a detective show. That way you could also separate it more from Green Arrow, because it kind of has some Green Arrow vibes, you know? So I'm just separate it, make it really cool, and I feel like they could really pull this off. Now, of course, nobody from CW is going to watch this. Havoc Leslie, if you hear about this video, I love you. Good luck, Ruby Rose. I hope you're doing well in that. You're having a nice day. I like how I'm including this, like they're gonna see this. Nobody's ever gonna watch this, like 10 people. But for you 10 people who've made it this far in the video, listen to my crazy Batwoman theories. Let me know what you think. How would you introduce this new character? Would you prefer them to just recast? Or would you just like me to go over more Batwoman stuff? Do you want me to review the series and talk about what went wrong and what went right? Just put it in the comments down below. Let's talk about it. I'm always down to talk Batwoman. So thank you for watching this video. Do you love or hate Batwoman? Are you disgusted by my new haircut? Do you think I should get to 100 subscribers so I'll finally get a backdrop and get rid of all this Nat sound? Let me know in the comments down below. And remember, don't like and don't subscribe, but please comment. We'll see you later. Do you hear the ice cream truck? I need a backdrop, guys. I can't film outside anymore.